But then, Brian, they almost got something right. If they could have left it alone, this was perfect. Ricky Starks in a match against Aaron Solo with Comarato and a Go-Go and Cole Carter, who doesn't fit the chant, and QT, of course. There, some or all of them are always on the periphery. And Ricky Starks has a single match. Now he's just switched babyface, we assume. And he never really did get, again, like everybody else, there was no beginning to his run in AEW. He was just there and in matches against top guys, kind of, without ever getting over first. So now they've decided after 2 or 3 years of having these guys in the company, they're going to start giving them the matches to get over that they were supposed to have when they first came in. So Starks has a match with Solo. Old Cole Carter, who was the guy now we found out that got fired from Tony D'Angelo's crew over at NXT, he gets kicked out of ringside for interfering.
Wait, I didn't know that. That's where he was?
That's him.
Oh,
that's where he was, yeah.
Jesus, I didn't know.
Yeah, he's another guy. He looks like a male model for a high school fucking, here's where you get your uniforms and your Letterman's jackets, and here's this cute little model.
And he was one of Tony D'Angelo's. He was one of the phony Italian businessmen?
Italian businessmen. Yes, the businessmen. Anyway, he got kicked out of ringside. Solo got a touch of heat. Starks made a comeback. They did a nice little spot where Starks avoided a spear and hit him or something, and hit him with a spear. Boom, 1, 2, 3. And I was like, nice. After 3 years, Ricky Starks gets a dominant win on television. He's starting off in the right fashion. He's beating a heel. And they couldn't leave it alone. Here comes Comarato with a chair, but he swings the chair in a half-hearted fashion, and when Starks ducks and he misses, he just drops the chair. And then Starks hits a spine buster. And then the other heels get in and they stop him. They stop Starks, but before they can get him good, he escapes and runs off. He ran away. So they did something right for once. They give Starks an underneath guy as an opponent. He beats him he's a heel, so he's going to get to beat a heel in fairly convincing fashion. He gets his hand up in the air, and then the heels jump for an afterbirth. And then they put Starks in the position where I don't care if there's 17 of them, he ran away from job guys. He ran away from underneath talent. A guy that just switched babyface a week ago. And not even against he wasn't even running from the guys that attacked him and caused him to switch babyface. He's running from the Mulkeys. They shouldn't have touched him after the 3 count. They should have taken their ass whipping and gone back to the locker room, because that's the way you get a babyface over. If that happens regularly, then when somebody jumps that babyface after the match and attempts to get even with him, it means something. But if it happens in every single match, as it does in this fucked up Smart Mark company, then you make your baby faces look like idiots for raising their hand and looking at the camera instead of keeping an eye on the heels that they ought to know by now are going to jump them from behind, because it happens unfailingly in every single match. Tony Schiavone was in the back with Pockets and the Puddin' Gang, and 3 guys walked in with no identification whatsoever. I don't believe we've ever seen them before. They were not mentioned by name at the top of it, but the guy in the suit wants to make a deal with Pockets. I assume I don't know what kind of business he would be in that he wants to make a deal with Pockets. Perhaps he wants Pockets to walk his dog. I'm not sure. Then I was about to say, at the end of it, he was finally revealed to be Arya Daivari, Sean Daivari's brother, and he claims to be the richest man in wrestling. Fucking hell. The other two guys that were with him, we never found out who they were. What were you going to say?
The big guy that was with him with the tattoos on his neck, that was the guy that they released from NXT, Parker Boudreaux.
Okay.
That was him.
So he was supposed to be a hotshot amateur and a big prospect, and they got rid of him pretty quick. I can only assume he either impressed upon them that he could learn nothing or he had a bad attitude, because you don't let hotshot amateurs that look like that out of developmental that quickly unless they're hopeless, do you? I mean, even with...
You wouldn't think.
Well, even with the firings that Vince was making, he gave some of those people more opportunity to... because they never put this guy on television. Anyway, so apparently now Sean Devari's brother, we're expected to believe, is the richest man in wrestling. So they bring these new guys in, they don't even give them a chance because it's just goofy and see-through from the start. And they're going to be dealing with Pockets and the Puddin' Gang. So there you go. More firmly preliminary talent coming into the company.